In comics, few characters are as powerful and iconic as Adam Warlock and Sentry. Both characters possess godlike abilities and have been instrumental in shaping the fate of their respective universes. But what would happen if these two powerful beings faced each other in a battle? If it ever came to a duel between Adam Warlock and Sentry, who would win a fight, and why? Sentry would win a fight against Adam Warlock, even though both have access to godlike powers and abilities, and quite similar ones in that regard. When it comes to raw strength, intelligence, and speed, Sentry by far outpowers the likes of Adam Warlock. Even though the fight wouldn't be simply a measure of combat proves alone, Sentry still has some reality-breaking powers at his disposal that Adam Warlock simply can't counter. Now that we've covered that Sentry would prove more powerful when compared to Adam Warlock, it's time to analyze why. In the rest of this post, we're going to compare their powers, abilities, strength, endurance, and other attributes so we can analyze who would win in our hypothetical match between Marvel's finest. If you're interested in more, stay with us and keep reading.
Before we delve further into this epic clash, this is your host Shah and you are watching Comicverse Unleashed, where I post all kinds of comic videos and charts daily, so you definitely gotta subscribe.
Powers and abilities. The Enclave created Adam Warlock to represent the biologically most perfect and superior form of a human being. According to their vision, Adam Warlock was created with a vast array of near godlike powers at his disposal. Adam Warlock can utilize energy and manipulate it to a grand extent. He can create various constructs out of energy and even transform them into a unique form of magic. His mystical powers are further improved with the Soul Gem, and he can perform body transmutation and astral projection. He can cast various spells. He can open various portals to faraway corners of the universe. He can manipulate reality, time, and space to a limited extent and certain elements such as fire. Adam Warlock is a great mystic, and the core of his powers are focused on his abilities to harness and utilize mystical energies. With the ability to access and use quantum magic, Adam Warlock can manipulate souls and perform time-traveling feats. Sentry accidentally ingested a golden Sentry serum, a version of Super Soldier Serum that transformed him into a being powered by millions of burning suns. Sentry is well known to possess powers and abilities beyond his scope of understanding. While reading this, please consider that Sentry, and nobody else for that matter, doesn't know what all of his powers are. Every time he shows up on the pages, he seemingly develops some new and devastating ability capable of breaking reality. We can analyze his existing and demonstrated abilities so far. Sentry can manipulate energy, light, darkness, biology, and technology. He has incredible psionic powers. He can mimic and train himself to use any other superpower if he is exposed enough to it. His most notable and dangerous power, however, is the ability of molecular manipulation. With molecular manipulation, Sentry managed to take down Molecule Man and conjure up various beings, constructs, and objects out of thin air. No matter how skilled Adam Warlock is, he has nothing to counter Sentry's molecular manipulation. This point goes to Sentry. Strength and stamina. Sentry has unlimited strength and stamina at his disposal. His enhanced psychology allows his muscles to not produce fatigue toxins, allowing him to fight for extended periods without getting tired. He does not require sustenance and can efficiently convert energy to sustain himself. Sentry simply doesn't have to even worry about the normal physiological process during the fight, and I'm fairly certain that the limit of his physical strength is unmeasurable. Adam Warlock is similar regarding sustenance, as he can simply absorb environmental energy to sustain himself over short and longer periods. He doesn't have as much stamina compared to Sentry, as his limits are somewhere in the ballpark of a few hours before fatigue catches up to him. When it comes to strength, the exact level of his strength is unknown. He did prove successful in the fights against Thor, Wonder Man, and Hulk. Still, it probably has certain limits, whereas Sentry can empower himself nearly indefinitely. Due to Sentry's infinite reserves of strength and stamina, this point goes to him. Speed. Sentry is also able to move at speeds faster than light. He can fly and teleport as well. When flying, he can manipulate space-time to cover vast distances in a short amount of time. He can keep up with Thor in terms of combat speed, and while moving at high speeds, he appears almost invisible. Adam Warlock is more than adequate to offer everything Sentry can, but at much inferior speeds. Warlock is said to be able to move at the speed of the finest human athletes, and compared to Sentry, this isn't much. Warlock can likewise fly by negating the gravity field of Earth, and he can reach speeds faster than the speed of sound. Both Adam Warlock and Sentry can open portals, and traversing huge distances is no problem, but when it comes to combat speeds, Sentry is far superior. Durability. Since Adam Warlock is considered a much more evolutionary advanced form of a human being, it doesn't surprise that his muscles and other bodily tissues can sustain much more punishment than a regular human being. Adam Warlock could go against Thor and Hulk and manage to tank that damage. He also has a fairly powerful healing factor, is considered immortal, and is not subject to regular aging mechanics. He is nowhere near unbeatable regarding damage, as he cannot tank everything. Still, he is exceptionally hard to kill compared to other superheroes from the Marvel Universe. Sentry is also extremely resilient and can withstand most forms of damage. It's thought that he can only die by choice. He is immortal, has a rapid healing factor, and can survive being thrown into the sun. His molecular manipulation skills also enhance his durability and healing abilities, as he can rebuild himself after being liquefied, as seen against Molecule Man. There are very few ways to defeat Sentry, and all of them seem unlikely due to his incredible resilience, giving him an advantage in this aspect. Intelligence. Adam was gifted the powers of enhanced senses, which allowed him to be more in tune with the forces of the universe. He has cosmic awareness and can detect various anomalies across the universe. As a powerful telepath and clairvoyant, he can see through time and has demonstrated a certain level of precognition. This is partly due to his enhanced brain structure and his mystical powers. Sentry, although suffering from mental instability, is highly intelligent. While not the most brilliant mind in Marvel, he has a deep understanding of mechanics, architecture, machinery, tracking energy sources, cybernetics, robotics, and computer science. He has used his intelligence and resourcefulness to construct both Watchtower and Cielok with the aid of Reed Richards. Since both Adam and Sentry have unique approaches to intelligence and mental feats, both get the point. Combat skills. Due to his wide array of energy and mystical skills, Adam Warlock never had to focus on developing combat skills and mastering ranged and bladed weapons. His combat skills are highly underdeveloped compared to what he could achieve paired with his superior physiology and reflexes. Sentry never needed to rely on his fighting abilities to defeat his foes, as his powers easily overpowered even the strongest opponents. His combat skills, weapon proficiency, and strategic abilities have not been fully developed compared to the rest of his abilities. Due to everything stated, neither of them gets the point. Weaknesses. Adam Warlock has several notable weaknesses, such as inner darkness threatening to destabilize or overtake him. It's unusual, though, that Adam Warlock, likewise a great magician, suffers from vulnerability to magical weaponry. As Sentry's mental state deteriorates, his powers weaken. He struggles to control his abilities in his normal form, and losing focus can lead to disastrous consequences. He is also vulnerable to antimatter and the negative zone, which can somewhat diminish his powers. However, he has found ways to counteract these weaknesses. Even though he can rise above them, Sentry's weaknesses are more easily exploitable, and he loses a point. Adam Warlock versus Sentry. Who wins? Everything analyzed clearly shows that Sentry is superior to Adam Warlock in almost every aspect. He is stronger, faster, and more durable, and has far more potent powers and abilities. The only way Adam Warlock could win is if he focuses on exploiting Sentry's greatest weakness, his mind. However, this seems highly unlikely because even in his weakened state, Sentry is still near impossible to kill, and Adam Warlock has nothing to counter it.